LA Impact is a joint powers authority. We've been in existence for 25 years. Our primary mission is to interdict large-scale drug shipments and to dismantle transnational criminal organizations.
Late 80s and 1990, there was drugs and gangs in all the communities, and the law enforcement was attacking the problems, but we weren't coordinated in our attack on the problems. There was different task forces, and they were bumping into each other. They were working the same cases. We convened a chiefs meeting, and all the chiefs came together, and we brought in representatives from the various task forces to talk about what they're doing. And after all that meeting, we decided, you know what we need to do? We need to come together as one task force.
This was initially a crime and drug task force. We had a lot of problems with criminal gangs and bikers, and so part of this was developed to focus on those areas, which is still part of our mission, but we now have a heavier focus on narcotics, and only because the drug trade has grown so much over the years.
Over the last 25 years, we've grown into the nation's largest task force, comprised of 48 federal, state, and local agencies. The officers and detectives and the agents that are contributed from the agencies are by far our most vital resource. And they allow us to be the most effective because they're true professionals, well-trained, and well-equipped.
Most of our investigations start in Los Angeles County, but they take us to points throughout Southern California. Each one of these pins on this map shows a location that we have targeted.
Last year, we seized over 3,000 pounds of cocaine, over 2,500 pounds of methamphetamine, and nearly 1,000 pounds of heroin. As our nation's drug trends change, LA Impact is able to adapt.
People that are involved in drug trafficking are also doing kidnappings, they're doing murders, they're doing human trafficking. A lot of these cartels and transnational organizations will take any opportunity to gain money. So when we start an investigation, we never really know where it's going to lead.
Our informants are the ones that are out in the streets developing those lines, developing those connections, those contacts that are here selling narcotics or buying narcotics.
I received phone calls all through the night, during the morning, from individuals who claim they have a case, whether it's a money case, a heroin case, cocaine, methamphetamine.
One individual who was arrested by our financial team with a small amount of money, and this individual ended up, he didn't want to go to jail, so he said, I'll give you information.
A 2-year investigation looking into a trade-based money laundering scheme that was going on between stores in the Garment District and various Mexican cartels that were trafficking drugs.
When we get into the levels of 15 to 20, 30, 40 kilos, it's not your mom and pop operation. This is drugs that are coming from primarily the Sinaloa cartel out of Michoacan, out of Sinaloa, into Tijuana, from Tijuana crossing into the San Diego area and to a stash house, and then from there starts to get distributed into Los Angeles, Riverside, or San Bernardino County.
Drug dealers were selling narcotics. The money was being collected by a money consolidator, and the money was being laundered through downtown Garment District stores that were selling merchandise.
A takedown occurred in multiple locations, approximately $39 million found in one bedroom of one location.
That ended up becoming the largest single-day bulk cash seizure in the history of the U.S. Treasury, with over $90 million cash seized in one single day throughout the LA area.
When proceeds are taken from the cartels through asset forfeiture laws, we take that money and use it right back against going after the cartels. So the threat to the task force is funding. Fortunately, we have asset forfeiture to help.
When it comes to clandestine methamphetamine and butane honey oil lab investigations, we have experts and detectives that are specially trained and highly equipped to address that need. As a matter of fact, Los Angeles County leads the nation in lab seizures.
When it comes to drug trafficking, specifically drug cartels that are manufacturing drugs in Southern California, it's very, very dangerous. There's so many hazards. You have inhalation, you have fire, explosion, any type of contamination that could cause skin irritation to put you in a coma, some of these chemicals. So for that reason, we have to wear personal protective equipment that'll help us with dealing with these labs. Since Thursday, we did a surveillance and we discovered a butane honey oil lab. And we discovered the lab. They had a processing room in the bedroom and part of it in the backyard. We arrested 3 suspects, 20 some hours on that case. Then on Saturday, there was another butane honey oil lab that the team handled. They had to, again, write a search warrant 2 o'clock in the morning and find a judge, but it was another lab that we had to dismantle. They worked, I believe, 12 hours on that on Saturday. Then Sunday at noon, we got a call, suspected chemical odor in the Gardena area. The suspect had poured out some of the mixtures that he had made to process PCP. And we took turns suiting up and going in teams, dismantling the lab and pulling it out so that we can collect evidence and book the evidence. So I think we ended up working 18 hours on that.
We also have an aviation unit. Air support is one of our great assets. Having a helicopter deploy at a moment's notice gives us the critical edge and allows our investigators in the field to see things that otherwise wouldn't be seen.
The ground units or the surveillance teams, those are the teams that we fly for and fly with. On a daily basis, we get probably 6 or 8 calls a day and 5 or 6 different assignments, and we track these all over Southern California. I've been as far as San Francisco up north and as far as San Diego down south.
We also have parcel interdictions. So as people send money into LA County to buy drugs from all over the United States, we have a parcel interdiction team that is their primary goal, is to work the UPS, FedEx, bulk mail facilities.
One box recovered here led to numerous arrests being made here in the Los Angeles area as well as around the country. The total summation of the investigation was $350,000 in currency being recovered, 7 arrests and convictions through the district attorney's office, breaking up a major drug trafficking organization across the country that originated in LA.
LA Impact has a group of 19 non-sworn civilians, and they help focus on getting reporting requirements done. They bring a wealth of experience. We have long-term employees who've been here over 10 years that help support the detectives. So any type of, workups on suspects or helping them build a case against a suspect, we're involved in. LA Impact is a grant-funded organization. Those grants have requirements as far as reporting data. The support staff here at LA Impact focus on the reporting requirements.
One of our most important groups at LA Impact is our Drug Endangered Children team. We are unique in that we have specially trained investigators that are from the Department of Children and Family Services that respond out to our locations where we do find children present.
So many times when the teams would go out and serve a search warrant, they'd find at the house that this horrible living conditions, a family would be there, and they'd have children in the home. And the children would be crawling around in the debris and drugs and everything else, and this is not a place for a child. Something has to be done to help those children.
We have seen an evolution of change from silos to bridging gaps to working through the hard times of actually developing relationships with specialized task forces to moving into ideas of training and bringing this idea not only to our local jurisdictions, but teaching this on a national level, to creating new ways of doing business for both of our agencies. I think that the relationship with LA Impact will be everlasting. It has changed how we rescue children. It has increased our investigation skills on the child protective side and on law enforcement side. Children are no longer falling through the cracks. When we do see that happening, we quickly identify it and we bring awareness and training to those jurisdictions to say, this is a better way of doing it, and this is how it can help you enhance your investigations while increasing public safety and child safety at the same time.
LA Impact is the future of law enforcement because it's teamwork. Teamwork is the core essence, it's our mission, and we're more effective because of it.
This is an additional tool that the chiefs can use to deploy as a force multiplier in their communities. If we're having trouble with burglaries or sexual predators or something along those lines, I can call Impact and have 50 detectives at my disposal with one phone call.
During the time I've been chief for 26 years, we've been continuously involved in LA Impact. We've always had an investigator involved. and they always come back a better person. The experience they get in LA Impact helps them when they come back to San Gabriel.